The vision of Branch Church is to create an environment for the transformation of people to be like Jesus. How has the Lord transformed your life?
God has transformed my life in many ways. I went off to college and I felt pretty good in my faith, but there were still fundamental things that were lacking that I had yet to learn. And I had a traumatic incident happen where I was attacked in college my freshman year. Because of that event, I knew the truth, I knew Jesus, I knew who he was, but I chose a different path. And I tried, I had this like one foot every once in a while in the church and like trying to put on that smile and yeah, everything's fine. And then my other path, which was much stronger, was nursing school, but that's very difficult. And so then it becomes partying. And then part of my coping, besides the partying, became guys and men and wanting their attention. 6 years down the line after that event happened, I realized that something needed to change. I really got shaken and woken up by my friend, and she came along and I was telling her, oh my gosh, this happened again, I did this again. And she just looked at me and she's like, you have to make a decision. You're gonna either have to choose Jesus or you're gonna have to choose all these other sins, and it's your decision, but you can't keep doing both. And I think for me, that was the turning point. I didn't want to go out and party. I didn't need to, be in that relationship anymore. There was a heart change that happened. And when that happened, I started attending a small group up in Portland. And it just so happened that there was a guy with an organization called Christian Surfers. And I was like, I want to do this. I want to surf and I want to be a part of this group. So then I get a call out of blue. It was a nursing recruiter, and she said, I have a pediatric ER position in San Diego, California, which is exactly my subspecialty of nursing. So of course I told her no. And then I went to something and I came back and I said to myself, wait, God is dropping this opportunity in my lap. So I ran with it and I moved to San Diego in 2011. A few years ago, I met my husband traveling, and about a year or so ago, we got married. And it was about the fall of last year we started coming to the branch and just really fell in love with it. Just the ability for this church to make community a priority, to make discipleship a priority, and that's the whole why we're here is, disciples making disciple makers. That's what it's all about.
While we were at the women's retreat, I could not help but look over at you while you were worshiping and praising Jesus, because you just have so much joy in you when you're praising. It is a beautiful, beautiful sight to behold. And it makes me think of Zephaniah 3:17, that while you're rejoicing over the Lord, he is rejoicing over you. Thank you so much for sharing your testimony today. It was wonderful.